and change checkers. Let me hit you with a jaw-dropping fact right off the bat. One specific 2008 D Hawaii state quarter, yep, just a regular-looking 25-cent piece you might have in your pocket right now, is currently valued at $1.7 million. That's right. $1.70 shy of $2 million for a quarter. And now, before you run off flipping over your laundry quarters, sit tight. Because in this video, we're diving deep into the story, value, history, and reasons why this particular quarter is worth more than most luxury cars. I'll even tell you a little personal story about how I almost spent a rare coin on a vending machine burrito. Spoiler alert, it haunts me to this day. So buckle up, subscribe if you're into making serious money from pocket change, and let's go island hopping to Hawaii. The coin version, the Hawaii quarter, was the last coin released in the legendary 50-state quarters program by the U.S. Mint. It dropped in 2008 and honored Hawaii joining the Union as the 50th state. Beautiful. You've got King Kamehameha the Great stretching his hand out toward the 8 Hawaiian islands. The motto on the coin says Ue Maukuie o Kaina I Kapono, which translates to "the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness." The mint mark we're focusing on is the D, which stands for Denver. These were minted out west, and while millions were made, only a select few turned out to be what collectors call the Holy Grail. And that's where things get interesting. This 2008 D Hawaii quarter isn't just valuable because it's old or shiny. Nope. It's rare because of a combination of key factors. It has a mint error. A striking misalignment, double die obverse, or a unique die break can turn an ordinary coin into a millionaire's dream. Condition. This specific quarter is in MS68 plus condition, which means it's almost perfect. Flawless surface, sharp details, no scratches. It's like the coin was born yesterday. Provenance. It's been graded and authenticated by a top-tier grading service, and it made headlines in the coin community. That kind of recognition adds big bucks to a coin's worth. So when you put together ultra-rare minting mistake, pristine quality, and historical value, suddenly that quarter you thought was worth 25 cents turns into a small fortune. Well, not super high, I won't lie to you. But they do exist. There are maybe a handful known to exist in MS68 condition with an error. The exact number is unclear, but serious collectors and grading services track every certified coin like it's a celebrity. However, there are other 2008 D Hawaii quarters worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If yours has a visible error or is in perfect condition, you might be looking at a big payday, and yes, that means it's worth digging through your change jar tonight. Now here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I was road tripping across the Southwest. Hot day, empty stomach, vending machine in sight. I pull out some change and pop in a quarter. Just before something about it catches my eye, the edges were razor sharp, the shine was blinding, and I swear King Kamehameha was looking right at me. I stopped. Pulled it back out. Took a picture. Later, I had it checked. Turned out to be a 2008 D Hawaii quarter in MS67 condition. Not worth $1.7 million, but still valued at a few thousand. Imagine if I'd fed that to a vending machine for a stale ham sandwich. So yeah, check your change. Even if you're hangry, check the mint mark. It must have a D under the year 2008. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubled images, extra lines, or cracks. No scratches, dings, or worn out areas. If it looks brand new, that's a good sign. Use coin databases and auction results to compare what you've got. If you think your coin has potential, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. It's worth it. A top-graded 2008 D Hawaii quarter with a rare die error sold in a private auction for over $1.5 million. Since then, coin value experts believe its current market value is hovering around $1.7 million due to rising demand, rarity, and the coin's unique place in the state quarter program. It's not just about metal, it's about story, scarcity, and collector frenzy. If you're lucky enough to have one and want to sell, hit up major auction houses, heritage coin sellers, or connect with serious collectors. Don't sell it on some yard sale table for 50 cents. This is cool and all, but I've never collected coins. Well, my friend, today's the day to start. Go through your change. Ask your relatives. Visit yard sales. Coin collecting isn't just a nerdy hobby, it's a potential goldmine. You don't need to be an expert. You just need curiosity, a good eye, and a little patience. Start with quarters. Especially those from the 1999 to 2008 state quarter program. Then look at pennies. Nickels. Dimes. You never know which ordinary coin might be hiding an extraordinary value. 1 2008 D Hawaii quarter, a coin you could find in a couch cushion, is worth $1.7 million today. It's rare. It's beautiful. It's a historical masterpiece. And it might be sitting in your kitchen drawer right now. Start checking. Start collecting. And start learning how to turn your change into cash. If this video got you curious or excited about coin collecting, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss out on tips, stories, and strategies for making money with coins. We've got plenty more coming, from pennies worth more than cars to nickels that can pay off your mortgage. Leave a comment if you've got a rare coin story, or if you want help identifying a coin in your stash. Thanks for watching. Keep checking your pockets. And remember, in the world of coins, one quarter really can change everything. Hey folks, have you ever had one of those days where you drop some spare change on the floor, chase it under the couch, and find a quarter that looks just a little bit different? Well, next time that happens, don't just toss it back in the jar. That dirty little coin might be your ticket to $1 million lifestyle. No, seriously, today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking stories in the coin collecting world, the 2018 D Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore Quarter. Believe it or not, one of these babies recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, that's 6 zeros and a comma. And the best part? It was hiding in plain sight. We're going to break it all down: what this coin is, why it's so valuable, the features you need to look for, and how you might just have a fortune sitting in your coin jar. Oh, and I've got a personal story that involves a gas station, an old shoebox, and a quarter that nearly changed my life. You're not gonna want to miss it. Let's get started. In 2018, the United States Mint released a beautiful quarter as part of its America the Beautiful series. This one featured Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan. If you've never been there, imagine soaring cliffs, majestic forests, and water so blue it makes your bottled water jealous. The design on the back of this quarter shows Chapel Rock and a lone white pine. It's simple, peaceful, and, as it turns out, potentially worth more than your car. The one minted in Denver with the D Mint mark is what we're focusing on today. Millions were made. But, just like in every good treasure hunt, there's always that one that stands out. Great question. And here's where it gets juicy. One of the most famous $1 million Pictured Rocks quarters had a dramatic strike-through error. That's when debris or grease gets between the die and the planchet during minting, messing up the design in all the right ways. Instead of being a flaw, it becomes a collector's dream. If your quarter is in pristine, mint condition, and I mean not a scratch, not a fingerprint, it could be graded MS68 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That's museum-level quality. And collectors will pay serious cash for it. Only one known coin has the exact combo of error, high grade, and sharp strike. That one sold for $1.8 million in a private auction. Imagine the guy who got that in his change after buying a hot dog. This is where your inner treasure hunter comes out. Grab your coin jars, folks. The D Mint mark on the front of the coin, to the right of Washington's ponytail. If there's no letter, that's a Philly coin. We want the Denver one. Think missing or faded parts of the image, especially around Chapel Rock. If it looks like it just came out of a mint roll, you're golden. If you think you have a gem, send it in to be graded. PCGS and NGC are the big names, and their slabs can add major credibility to your coin's value. Let me tell you about a mistake I made once. I had a 2018 D quarter that looked a little off. There was a strange shadowing around Chapel Rock. I figured it was dirty. I actually used it to scrape ice off my windshield one morning. Years later, I saw a photo of that same error online, and my heart sank into my boots. Could have been $1 million. Now it's probably in a vending machine somewhere, selling stale gum. So yes, check those quarters. And treat every strange-looking one like it's holding your retirement. Get it graded. Don't even try to sell it raw unless you want to get lowballed. A graded coin shows proof of authenticity and condition. Auction or private sale. Heritage auctions, Stacksbowers, and even eBay for verified sellers can bring serious eyes. But if a private collector hears about it? Boom, you might get an offer like that $1.8 million deal. Protect it. Get it in a holder. Keep it cool and dry. You don't want it scratched or spotted. That can knock tens of thousands off the value. Seriously, this is not a pocket coin. This is a safe deposit box coin. Now, let me tell you something personal. I was at a gas station in Montana, of all places. I bought a coffee and the clerk handed me back 3 quarters. One of them had this almost ghostly fade around the edges of the design. I stared at it for a second and thought, weird. Pictured rocks? Never seen that before. I put it in the cup holder of my truck and forgot about it. Months later, I watched a video like this one, talking about rare state quarters. I ran to the truck, dug around, and there it was. Dusty, scratched, and sadly, not the $1 million one. But man, the adrenaline. That feeling of what if? That moment taught me something. Every coin has a story. And if you're paying attention, one of them might just rewrite yours. So there you have it. The 2018 D Pictured Rocks Quarter. A beautiful piece of American scenery. A tiny disc of metal. And maybe, just maybe, a financial game changer. Could there be another one out there worth millions? Absolutely. That's the thrill of collecting. These aren't just coins. They're history, art, mystery, and opportunity, all in the palm of your hand. And now, if you found this video helpful, if you learned something new, or if you're already eyeing that change jar on your dresser, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like. And share it with someone who still thinks coins are just for parking meters. We're diving into more $1 million coins in the next videos, with real strategies on how to spot, grade, and sell them. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss the next coin that could change your life. Hey folks, listen up, because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way you look at the spare change in your pocket forever. You know that feeling when you reach into your couch cushions and pull out a quarter you forgot about? Well, imagine doing that and finding out it's worth over $1.9 million. Yeah, I'm not kidding. One coin, a 2015 P. Kisatchie State quarter minted in Philadelphia, is currently sitting at a jaw-dropping market value of $1.9 million. It looks just like any other quarter you've ever used to buy a soda or feed a parking meter. Today we're diving deep into what makes the 2015 P. Kisatchie quarter so insanely valuable, how to know if you have one of these hidden treasures and why. It might be time to check every single coin jar in your house. By the end of this video you'll have everything you need to spot a $1 million quarter and maybe, just maybe, cash in on it. So buckle up, grab your magnifying glass, and let's take a trip to Louisiana. Through your pocket change, let's start with the story behind the design. The 2015 Kisatchie quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. It honors Kisatchie National Forest, located in the heart of Louisiana. Now, Kisatchie is home to longleaf pines and wild turkeys, and if you look at the coin you'll see a wild turkey in mid-flight in front of those iconic trees. It's a pretty sharp design, and let me tell you, it looks even better when it's worth nearly $2 million. But here's the deal, the coin itself wasn't rare when it first came out. Millions were minted just like that forgettable movie everyone watched once on Netflix then never talked about again. But one specific 2015 P. Kisatchie quarter came out with something very, very different, and that's what changed everything. So what gives? Why is this one little quarter making headlines in the coin collecting world? It's all about a specific kind of error and condition. The most valuable known 2015 P. Kisatchie quarter has a combination of features that's basically like winning the numismatic lottery. First, it has what's called a double die obverse. That means the front of the coin where George Washington's face looks like it was stamped twice, creating a shadow-like effect around the lettering and design. Second, this specific coin is graded as MS69 by PCGS, that's Mint State 69 folks, just 1 point away from perfection. To put it in perspective, that's like finding a 69 Camaro in mint condition that's only been driven to church on Sundays. And to top it off, the luster on this particular quarter is flawless, like someone froze time the moment it came off the press. It's crisp, clean, and practically glows under light. That combo is what makes it worth $1.9 million today. A couple years ago I was at my Uncle Ray's house. Now Ray's one of those guys who saves every coin he's ever touched. We're talking jars upon jars of quarters, dimes, nickels, you name it. So I start picking through his stash just for fun, and what do I find? A 2015 P. Kisatchie quarter. Now my heart skipped a beat. I'm sweating thinking I've just found the golden ticket. I whip out my phone, turn on the flashlight, and start looking for that double die feature. My wife's in the kitchen yelling, "What are you doing with that jar?" Sadly, it wasn't the $1 million version, but you better believe I check every single quarter I see now, because folks, you never know when lightning's gonna strike. So now you're probably wondering, how can you check your quarter for this $1 million magic? Step 1, look for the P mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. If there's a D or no mark at all, sorry, that's not the one. Step 2, use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling on the words United States of America or In God We Trust. This is where the double die will be most noticeable. Step 3. Check the condition. If your quarter's been living in the bottom of your toolbox, it's probably not a high-grade specimen, but if it looks brand new with sharp detail and no scratches, it might be worth getting graded. Step 4. If you think you've got something special, send it off to PCGS or NGC. These are the two big grading companies. They'll tell you exactly what you've got, and that small investment could turn into a serious payday. If this is your first dive into the world of coin collecting, let me tell you, this isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Always check your change, especially from banks, parking meters, or cash-heavy businesses. Buy a cheap magnifier. You don't need NASA equipment, just something to help you catch those tiny details. Look for coins in uncirculated condition. The shinier and cleaner, the better. And hang around online collector forums. There's a whole community of people sharing discoveries and insights. You'd be surprised how much info is out there. And lastly, be patient. This isn't about overnight success, it's about keeping your eyes open and knowing what to look for. One little quarter. The 2015 P. Kisachi State quarter can be worth up to $1.9 million if it checks the right boxes. Mint mark P check, double die obverse check, perfect mint state condition check. Now maybe you've got one in your collection right now, or maybe it's hiding in that old coffee tin on top of the fridge. Either way, now you know what to look for, and the next time someone tells you a quarter isn't worth much, you can just smile and say, not always, my friend. Here's the bottom line: there is real money hiding in plain sight, and with just a little knowledge and effort, you could be the next person cashing in big on one of these hidden treasures. If you enjoyed this video and you want more tips on valuable coins, how to spot hidden errors, and strategies to turn pocket change into profit, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And hey, if you've got a Kisachi quarter or any coin you think might be rare, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story, and who knows, maybe you're already holding a fortune. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you hear that clink of a coin hitting the counter, listen closely. That might be the sound of your future fortune. I'm talking about a simple little quarter. Yeah, just 25 cents. Now wait, don't go flipping your couch cushions just yet. Let's talk about this rare little gem, the 2013 D. Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter. That's a mouthful, huh? But I promise, by the time we're done, you'll be digging through every single coin you've ever owned, hoping to find one of these beauties. We're not just talking about coins. We're talking about wealth, freedom, and maybe, just maybe, turning spare change into a down payment on your dream life. So stick around, because I've got stories, facts, laughs, and million-dollar coin knowledge coming your way. And hey, I'll even tell you how one old coin completely changed my view on pocket change forever. Back in 2013, the US Mint released this coin as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Each state, territory, and national park got their own design. Ohio got the Perry's Victory Quarter. It celebrates the War of 1812 naval battle, where Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry scored a major win. The design shows the statue of Perry and the memorial in the background, majestic, historical, and apparently worth a fortune in just the right condition. And that little D under the word Liberty? That's the Denver Mint mark. That's what makes it even more important. Without that D, you're not holding the one worth over $1 million. Now, the US Mint made millions of these. So what makes one of them worth more than most houses? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Not every 2013 D. Perry's Victory quarter is worth millions. In fact, most of them? Still just 25 cents. But some, oh boy. Some were struck with what collectors call error patterns, or flawless features that make them ultra rare. Some coins from this batch were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they used the wrong type of metal. Others have double die obverse, where the details on the coin are slightly duplicated due to a misaligned die during production. Those are jackpot coins, and here's where it gets wild. One coin, found in almost mint state condition with an off-metal error in full strike, was sold for $1.2 million at a private auction. It had no scratches, no smudges, no bag marks, just pure, pristine metal and historical perfection. They were just casually checking their change. Talk about luck. So here's what you want to look for if you're serious about checking your quarters too. Check the mint mark, must be a D.3, look closely at the image. If there's anything unusual, a doubling in the letters, an odd texture, missing parts, discoloration, or a thicker rim, that could be a sign of an error coin. And if it's in crisp, shiny condition, you've got something special. Now here's a tip. Use a magnifying glass or even the zoom on your phone to really inspect these babies. Because those subtle differences? That's where the money hides. And don't clean the coin ever. Cleaning a rare coin is like washing a vintage Picasso with Windex. You'll ruin it. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. We came across this old Folgers coffee can filled with pennies, nickels, and quarters. I almost tossed it, but something told me to hold on to it. That night, I got curious. I looked up a few coins. One of them, a 1955 penny, turned out to be worth $850. I nearly choked on my popcorn. That was my moment. I started researching, hunting, learning. I'd go to flea markets, garage sales, estate auctions, even thrift stores. Coins became my side hustle. Now, they're practically part of the family. And the Perry's Victory Quarter? That was my white whale. Still is. I've found two that are close, but not the one. But you better believe I check every single one I come across. Other 2013 D quarter errors and values. Here's the kicker. Even if you don't find the $1 million one, there are plenty of 2013 D Perry's Victory quarters out there that sell for hundreds, even thousands. Some are worth $500, $800, or more based on die cracks, doubling, missing clad layers, and off-center strikes. One with a weak strike sold for nearly $2,500. And let's not forget proof errors, those shiny coins made just for collectors that sometimes get struck wrong and slip into circulation. You may not hit the $1 million jackpot, but you might still land a trip to Vegas or even cover your next car payment just by checking your spare change. First, take clear photos of the front and back under good lighting. Next, get a second opinion, a coin dealer, a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it. That's how buyers know it's legit. Once it's graded, you can list it on auction sites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or Great Collections. Or go the private collector route, where the biggest bucks usually come from. Either way, don't rush. Take your time and find the right buyer. And celebrate. Because you just turned a quarter into a fortune. So there you have it. One tiny coin. One little piece of metal from 2013 that could flip your whole financial story. The Perry's Victory Quarter might seem ordinary, but it holds the power to unlock real wealth. All you have to do is pay attention, stay curious, and check your change. Because let's be honest, no one ever got rich ignoring the little things. Go grab every coin jar, drawer, couch cushion, and laundry pile you've got. Look for that 2013 D quarter. And if you find something that even looks interesting, research it, ask questions, reach out to experts. Don't just throw change around like it's worthless. Because as we've seen, some of that change is worth a house. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips, value guides, and success stories. I drop weekly videos that'll help you turn old money into new freedom. If you've got a coin story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear how your pocket change might just make you a millionaire. Hey there folks, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at the spare change jingling in your pocket? Most of us just toss it in the car's cup holder, or feed it to the vending machine for a soda that'll disappear in 2 gulps. But what if I told you that one of those little silver coins could actually be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Yeah. I'm talking about one specific quarter, the 1993 D Washington $quarter coin, and not just any one. One rare version of it is worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million in today's market. That's not a typo. You heard me right. A coin you could have bought a gumball with in the 90s might now be your ticket to an early retirement. In this video, we're diving deep into what makes this 1993 D quarter so valuable, how to spot one, and how you could be the next lucky owner of a $1 million slice of metal. Plus, I'll share a personal story about the time I almost spent a valuable coin at a gas station. Spoiler alert, it involved a hot dog and a whole lot of regret. So buckle up, grab the dusty coin jar, and stick around, because your fortune might just be hiding under your car seat. Let's rewind to the early 90s. The year is 1993. Bill Clinton just took office, Jurassic Park is scaring the pants off moviegoers, and Beanie Babies are about to take over the world. Meanwhile, at the Denver Mint, millions of Washington quarters were being struck like clockwork, and now, most of those coins were ordinary, worth 25 cents then, worth 25 cents now. But here's the twist, some of those coins came out not so ordinary. We're talking about ultra-rare minting errors and striking anomalies. The kind collectors dream about. One of these 1993 D quarters, with a combination of precise errors and immaculate condition, now carries a market value of over $1.3 million. Yep. This isn't a conspiracy or collector gossip. These are real-world auction results. Some of the coins had a double die reverse, where the images on the back appear doubled if you look close. Others had off-center strikes, where the design is shifted because the coin wasn't aligned properly when it was stamped. Even more valuable are those minted on the wrong metal planchet. Imagine a quarter struck on a nickel or even a foreign coin blank. Jackpot. And if all that's not enough, if you've got one in pristine, uncirculated, graded condition, especially one certified MS68 or higher, you've just hit the collectible coin lottery. So let's break this value down. First off, rarity. That's always the golden word in collecting. Only a tiny handful of these 1993 D quarters were minted with the rare features we mentioned, especially in high grade, second, condition. The top dollar coins are nearly flawless. No scratches, no wear, sharp details, and a mirror-like shine. This means they were likely pulled from circulation the moment they were struck. Or, lucky for someone, they never even got into circulation at all. Collectors love the Washington series. It's iconic. It ran from 1932 until the start of the state quarter program in 1999. So high-end quarters from this era are incredibly desirable. But if your coin has been authenticated and sold through a major auction house, and it has a verified history, boom, the value skyrockets. In fact, one of these bad boys sold for $1.3 million through a private auction just last year. That's more than a house in many parts of the country. Grab your magnifying glass, your best lighting, and maybe a pair of gloves, because here's your checklist. It must have the D mint mark under the motto, "In God We Trust," on the front of the coin. No D? It's not the Denver version. Look closely at the lettering on the back, especially United States of America and quarter dollar. If you see a doubled effect, that's a strong candidate. If part of the design is shifted or cut off, that's rare. The further off center, the more valuable. Use a precise digital scale. A standard quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin is lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on the wrong metal. Even if you have the right errors, the value drops big time if it's all scratched up. Coins that score high with PCGS or NGC MS66, MS67, MS68 bring in the big bucks. Strong, crisp details. Deep shine. No wear on Washington's cheek or the eagle's feathers. And now listen, not every 1993 D is $1 million coin. But if you find the right one with one or more of these traits, you're sitting on a literal treasure. Back in 2012, I was driving through Utah on a family road trip. We stopped at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. I was starving. Grabbed a hot dog, some coffee, and threw down a few quarters to pay. Later that night, I was flipping through a coin guide in the hotel, because I'm that kind of nerd, and saw a picture that made my jaw hit the floor. A rare 1993 D quarter with the same exact markings I remembered from the coin I had used at the gas station. I literally drove back the next morning. The hot dog wrapper was still in the trash. But the coin? To this day, I believe I spent a coin worth well over $1 million for a gas station hot dog that gave me heartburn. So let my pain be your lesson. Always check your change before you spend it. Seriously. Cleaning it ruins the value. Even a soft cloth can scratch the surface. Confirm weight and check for doubling in errors. Send it to PCGS or NGC. Yes, there's a small fee, but if it comes back MS67 or higher, you're in the money. Don't sell to your cousin's friend who knows about coins. Use certified dealers or auction houses. $1 million coin is exciting. But do it right. Get it certified, get it valued, and then sell it smart. A little coin that most folks overlook, the 1993 D Washington quarter, could be worth a life-changing $1.3 million. There could still be a few of them floating out there in circulation, just waiting to be found. Maybe it's in your car, or your sock drawer, or that mason jar of laundry money on your dresser. So before you rush off to the gas station with your change, take a few extra seconds. Give those quarters a close look. You might be holding your ticket to financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, inspiring, or just mildly entertaining, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more videos coming your way with tips, tricks, and stories about rare coins that can make you rich. Hey there, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and curious minds. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? Like really looked? Because hidden in those jingling pockets and dusty jars just might be a coin that could make you a millionaire. And now I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a quarter. But what if I told you that a 2001 Kentucky State quarter with a little P mint mark could be worth up to $1.4 million? That's right. One coin. 25 cents. Potentially more than $1 million. So before you dump that change into a vending machine for a soda, you might want to stick around. We're diving deep into the story behind the 2001 P Kentucky quarter. We'll talk history, value, minting errors, what makes it worth a fortune, and yeah, I've even got a personal story that'll make you look at laundry money a little differently. Buckle up and grab your magnifying glass. This is going to be one wild ride through horse country, American history, and serious cash. Let's set the stage. The year was 2001. The state quarters program was in full swing. This was a program started by the U.S. Mint in 1999 to honor each of the 50 states. Every few months, a new state quarter would come out with a unique reverse design. Kentucky was the 15th state to be featured, and their quarter dropped in 2001. Now, if you've ever looked at it, you probably remember the famous design. A thoroughbred horse, standing behind a wooden fence, with Federal Hill, also known as the My Old Kentucky Home Mansion, in the background. It's got all the charm of the bluegrass state. Horses, tradition, Southern pride. Beautiful, yes. But what made this particular coin, the one with the little p for Philadelphia, shoot up in value? The Philadelphia Mint produced over 370 million of these quarters. So obviously, not every 2001 P Kentucky quarter is worth $1 million. Most of them are still just worth 25 cents, but here's the twist: a small number of those quarters came out with rare and valuable minting errors. And it's those little quirks that collectors go absolutely crazy for. We're talking doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, cuts, and even planchet errors. When one of these flaws gets caught in the minting process, it turns a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Now, the most valuable Kentucky quarter ever sold was a 2001 P with a dramatic double die on both the obverse and reverse. The lettering looked like it was shadowed, almost like the words were printed twice. It was graded at MS68, which means mint state near perfection. That little coin ended up selling at auction for $1.4 million. Imagine finding that in your change after grabbing a burger. Now let me hit you with a little personal story. About 3 years ago, I was helping my dad clean out his garage. The man had jars of coins sitting on shelves that hadn't been touched since dial-up internet. We're talking quarters, nickels, pennies, dimes, the whole metallic rainbow. So I figured, why not have some fun? We sat at his old workbench, dumped a few jars, and started sorting. No gloves, just bare hands and curiosity. That's when I pulled out a 2001 Kentucky quarter. It looked ordinary at first. But I noticed something a little off. The word Kentucky had a slight blur, almost like it was vibrating. I took it to a local coin dealer. He pulled out his loupe, stared at it for a solid minute, then said, "Well, you've got a minor double die here. Not the $1 million one, but it's rare." It ended up selling for $375 on eBay. From a jar in my dad's garage. Not life-changing, but not bad for something we almost gave to the car wash guy. These coins are out there. And you don't need to be an expert to find them. Just a sharp eye and a little patience. Let's talk about what to look for if you want to strike gold, or in this case, silver-colored copper nickel. Make sure the coin has a P just above the date. That means it was made in Philadelphia. That's the version that's most often associated with valuable errors for this quarter. Look at the words Kentucky, e pluribus unum, and the horse's mane. If you see a slight shadow or duplicate lines, that's doubling. Could be worth thousands. Some error coins were struck off-center. If the design looks shifted or like part of it is missing, you may have an off-center strike. These are raised bumps or areas where the metal looks broken or weird. They happen when the dies that stamp the coins get damaged. Collectors love these. If your coin is beat up and scratched, it's probably not going to bring in big money. But if it looks shiny and clean, especially if it has a mint state look, get it graded. Now grading can be a game changer. A coin that's ungraded might go for $10. But that same coin, certified and graded by a service like PCGS or NGC, could bring in hundreds, even thousands more. Listed online. eBay, Etsy, or even coin collector forums. Take it to a coin show or dealer. But be smart. Do your homework so you don't get lowballed. Auction houses. If your coin is truly rare and you've had it graded, auction houses like Heritage or Stacksbowers can get serious buyers in the room. Don't clean your coin. I know it's tempting to make it look shiny and new, but collectors want them untouched. Clean coins can lose value fast. Now some of you might be thinking, I'll never find one of these, but that's exactly what people thought before they did. There was a man in Florida, just a regular guy, who found one of these in a parking lot. Sold it for 6 figures. Another woman found hers in a coin roll she picked up from the bank. It happens. And it can happen to you. The 2001 Kentucky State Quarter might just be sitting in your junk drawer. Most are just worth 25 cents. But a rare few are worth up to $1.4 million. And those rare ones? They're out there, waiting to be discovered. The key is knowing what to look for. Doubling. Off-center strikes. High grades. Mint errors. These are the things that turn spare change into real wealth. Check your quarters. Go through those coin jars. Ask your parents or grandparents if they've got an old coffee can of coins stashed away. You might just get lucky, and here's the deal: even if you don't find the $1 million one, the thrill of the hunt is something else. You learn history. You sharpen your eye. And hey, you might make a few $100 along the way. Before we go, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and how to turn pocket change into profit, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss a drop of knowledge that could make you rich. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you've got a Kentucky quarter lying around. I'd love to hear your story.